Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of Guild Wars. I'm your host, the Dark Side, and today I'm getting excited. Very fucking excited. Um so this is where we're at currently on the progression to get our legendary weapon, Twilight. We just finished up Twilight 2, the second tier, and we completed the perfected Night Sword. So now what we're into is we've unlocked Twilight, the third tier, which is Dusk, and it's here. So we actually need to get this goddamn sword going. But this is probably going to be the most extensive part of, well, no, I'm not going to lie and say that. This isn't going to be the most extensive part, but I plan on making a video series for these. The last one was just a video clip. Is Twilight worth crafting, or is it worth just outright buying? And in my perfect opinion, it's one of those legendary weapons that I don't feel, unless you're just one of those people that like an Achievo whore and so forth, like I mentioned in the last video, it's not necessarily worth crafting. The expense versus purchasing the Precursor from the auction house, or just purchasing Twilight in its full and entirety, probably not worth this long grind, and especially with the time gate stuff. But there's quite a bit of things to do here in order to finish the third tier Precursor, and then you've got probably about 27 something different objectives. What we're going to do in this video, first up and foremost, is get the Gloominator, which is a requirement in order to complete any of them. So first things first, even though that tier is unlocked, we need to come over here and talk to Grandmaster Craftsman Hobbs. And oh, why do I always press that goddamn button? We need to talk to Grandmaster Hobbs, and we need to buy the third tier for Twilight. There we go. So 5 spirit shards and 10,000 karma. Let's buy it.
It'll fetch a nice price.
And there we go. So now you can see it says over here 2 of 30 items. Keep pressing that button. Always want to press my guild tab. Not sure why. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look. We got our collection achievement here. Twilight number 3. And there we are. So now we have the collection is open pretty much, and we purchased it from Grandmaster Hobbs. Okay, got it. Next up is we actually need to get the recipe from Grandmaster Hobbs as well, and that recipe is for the Gloominator. So let's see where that's inside his goddamn thing. And here we are. So the recipe for Gloominator. This is going to be a requirement because what we're going to have to do for the third tier, to me, sounds like a lot of fun. We've got to go through a number of different areas, mini dungeons, fractals, and different places in the map with jumping puzzles. I think one area inside the mist, and we've got to collect the darkness to imbue our sword with. So let's collect the Gloominator recipe. And that's going to cost you 5,000 karma. And you probably noticed that there are some other things available for me to purchase with those other recipes, for like, what is this, aluminum bronze, beryllium, copper, ender. To be perfectly honest, I'm not exactly sure where those unlock from. They would have to unlock from completing collections. As you can see, like, there's other collections here, and as you unlock those things unlock. So there is room for and reason for you to actually go ahead and collect different legendaries. Some of them are worth it, in my opinion, to actually collect, and some of them I would realistically say they're not. One interesting thing that I wanted to bring up was, in my inventory, I still actually have the weighted Night Sword blade, the balanced Night Sword hilt, and the superior Night Sword forging tools. I'm keeping those in there because I'm not sure. When I broke apart the Dusk experiment blade to get the perfected Night Sword, to get the spirit of Dusk, I did get some globs of dark matter, so hopefully I can use that stuff for something else. So right now, here we are. We got the recipe for Gloominator. Let's go ahead and click that. Only the weaponsmith can use it anyway, so no rush to go ahead and try to get that away. So now that we have that recipe, let's go over here and take a look at what it's going to cost us to actually craft Gloominator. Hopefully it's not going to be something ridiculous. I'll get really pissed off if it is. I believe Gloominator is just a sword, but let's see, hopefully it's underneath the legendary stuff too, because I'm pretty sure I can search for it, but let's see, Gloominator, there we are, exotic. Collectible. Double click to gather gloom as account bound on acquire. So here goes some things that we need. Let's take a look. So right off the hand, we need 10 obsidian shards. We also need an onyx lodestone, 25 dark steel agates, and 5 quartz crystals. The quartz crystals are really easy to grab if you have the new content.
Our needs are reflected in the dream.
For Heart of Thorns, you can travel over to, I want to say it's the Tangled Depths, and you can farm those there. They're really easy to get, not hard at all. Luckily, we don't have to get any charged crystals. Dark steel agates, if you don't have them, you can purchase them. I only have 20 of them. Yeah, I only have 20 of them, but I'm pretty positive that I can make some more. Let's take a look underneath the refinement real quick, and let's look for these dark steel agates. Dark steel. There we are. So pretty much I'm just missing some lump of primordium, so let's purchase some lump of primordium from no, not you. Look, close your goddamn window. We need to talk to the master weaponsmith. They sell lumps of primordium, so we'll buy 10 lumps because that's what it comes in. We shouldn't need any more than that. Let's go ahead and craft 5 of these dark steel ingots. Alright, where are you at? There we go. 5 minutes. So we got 10. Go ahead. I'm just going to craft off here. There we go. So now we have our dark steel agates. So now what we need is an onyx lodestone, and we need 10 obsidian shards. Let's go on the auction house because I'm not gonna go try to farm one out, to be perfectly honest. Just for the purpose of this video, farming one onyx lodestone wouldn't be terribly difficult to do. You can easily go do it. Not a big deal. If you don't want to do it, there you go. See how much onyx lodestone sell for? They've been expensive for quite a while, so just keep that in mind. Like I said, from precursory look at it, I would say that Twilight and Sunrise have the highest cost to them. The only other legendary that I'm really ultimately interested in crafting, to be perfectly honest, because I'm really not that interested in getting Eternity, and I'm not really that interested in getting Sunrise. However, I can see crafting Nevermore, which is one of the new legendary weapons that were included. There's a high price of wood in order to craft Nevermore, but that should be easier than freaking trying to run around with time gate items like Delgemore Steel. I am totally against time gating anything. So for our obsidian shards, there's a number of different places that you can go to in order to farm out obsidian shards. Oh, this sucks. I just realized. Okay, so in order to get my obsidian shards, what I'm going to do is I'm going to log out, get on this character select joint right here. I'm going to log in with my other character, mainly because the easiest way, I think, in the map to go get it, you could go inside the mist and you could get them from one of the vendors inside there paying different currency, or you can just buy them for karma directly over at the Temple of Balthazar, I think it is, or the Temple of Glorious Victory, I think it is. It's a Balthazar. I'm pretty sure it's a Balthazar temple in the ruins of course. So directly down from Spark 5 Fen, we can come over here to straight to Mount 4, and where are we? Straits of Devastation. See, I lied. The Cathedral of Glorious Victory. That's where it is, right here. So on the map, you can see there's the South Sun Cove, Steam Spur Mountains, and right here in the Straits of Devastation. Let's go over here before something fucking happens and this place closes. Not that it happens routinely. If you're playing Guild Wars still, and you probably are if you're watching this video, keep in mind, I know there's a lot of people that love to just run around doing these events and stuff like that, especially with regards to the temples. Keep in mind that the reward for you allowing the temple to just be taking over, and so that way people can actually get some of these items that are gated behind there, are probably a lot better than it is to fucking just try to sit over here and, you know, lock out the temple from not being able to be taken over. Go do something else. So you got 10 obsidian shards here, and it's going to cost you 21,000 karma. So I'm going to buy it. It's going to put me at about 100,000. Matter of fact, I'm going to buy another one just because. And you can see, you can farm karma and you can buy full sets of items, armor pieces and stuff like that. So up to you if you want to do that. I think each of the vendors actually sells different ones inside the area. So depending on your taste and so forth, you had to have at that one. They do look kind of cool to me. Are they the best looking items? I wouldn't say so, but if you're a Chivo whore, again, you know, we can go ahead and do that. So we've got those items. I'm not going to necessarily travel back to, or I'm just going to deposit them inside my in my bank. So there we go. All right. So now this character isn't a master craftsman, isn't a weaponsmith, which is the reason why I'm logging in with my with Atticus Tenma here, my warrior, because he is a master armorer and a master weaponsmith. I think, well, you know what? I'm lying, because his master weaponsmith is at 500, but his armor smithing, I think, is probably at 400. I think that's where I stopped it at. So I do need to get him higher leveled up in that, but I'm not necessarily pushing that hard to do it. I will need to, because I do plan on crafting a ascended set of gear, which I'm kind of dreading that as well. But yeah, we'll see. Especially since everything's account bound for the ascended gear, all the items, which means extra hard grind for that, right? Yeah, so we'll see what's going on with that. I've got my 3 favorite character classes probably to play. They all use the greatsword, which is why I was so keen on trying to get this goddamn Twilight. But yeah, I'll be happy when I get this done. Twilight is coming. All right, so there we go. Gloominator. So the 1 onyx lodestone, 10 obsidian shards, 25 dark steel ingots, and 5 quartz crystals. So there we are. Let's craft that bad boy. Boom. There you go. You can see Twilight Dusk 3. And let's take a look inside this item right here. So here we are. And it just sits inside your inventory. We're going to have to put it inside. We are going to have to put that inside the inventory, because I'm not going to run around with this character and complete any of these quest lines for me. So let's go inside our bank and we'll drop the Gloominator. There we go. So Gloominator is now there, and that means that we can continue on with the quest line for this series. This will be the start, because we're pretty much rounding the corner now to getting our, we're pretty much rounding that corner in order to get our Dusk. So let's take a look at some of the things that we're going to have to do, and this will be the precursor video for what's to come. So we've got Gloominator, we got that, we got the volume 3 of Twilight, and we got our Nagling, that's what I'm calling it. It says Perfected Night Sword, but it's Nagling. And so now these are some of the tasks that you're going to have to complete if you plan on trying to get Twilight, or the Precursor for Dusk, which is that. So we got to do an actual the Aquatic Ruins fractal. Shouldn't be too difficult, because most of these can be completed within the first 20 levels, I think. most of the fractals, the swampland fractals, we gotta go get the Bloom Hunger, so that's definitely the earlier one. We've got to go do the Snowblind fractal. That's one of my favorite ones to do. This is probably gonna be my least favorite one to do, but it probably shouldn't be too hard. You gotta do the level 20 solid ocean fractal and defeat the Jade Maw. Now the great thing about all three of these is you can always find people doing these fractals, so it's really easy to look for a group and find those. You mean pull up the list, go inside here, look for groups and fractals of the mist. There you go, like 1 through 20. You can select those. Really simple, just to find a group. I want to look for fractals of the mist. Not too difficult to do that. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do a video so that way people can see the actual fractals and the process of those, because I've seen a lot of things and it was pretty confusing to me when I started. So I want to kind of make a video explaining fractals, infusion gear, ascended gear, and what you need in order to get higher level fractals, in case there's some people that aren't aware of it still. So next up, what do we got inside here? And I don't think there's an order that we have to do these in, so that's the really freaking good part about it. So along with the fractals, we also got a number of areas, the jumping puzzles that we have. Let's see, so we got a jumping puzzle in Blaze Ridge Steeps. We got a jumping puzzle over here, right here in Lion's Arch. We've got more jumping puzzle. We got more jumping puzzles that's coming, but right here we're gonna see this one. I think there's 4 of these where we gotta go to mini dungeons throughout the areas, and these are mini dungeons that existed for a while, and some people probably just missed them and never done them. But we got a mini dungeon inside the Dredge Hunt Cliffs. We've got another jumping puzzle in the Obsidian Sanctum in the Mist. So this is one of those that we're gonna have to actually go into the Worldview world. This one kills me because from what I remember, we got to go in the mist, and usually those jumping puzzles, people are there, which means I got to complete the jumping puzzle while people are attacking me, and yeah. So, but it is a legendary, so okay. And we've got another jumping puzzle in Caledon Forest. We've got another mini dungeon that tears up. I can't say that. It's another one inside the freaking Caledon Forest. Then we've got the Cathedral of Silence and the Cursed Shore that we've got to do. We've got, what is this? We've got Sloven Pitch and Foursquare Sounds. Another, that should be fun. We got to use the Gloominator to capture the gloom while in Kettle's watery grave. So if you are familiar with that is, there's also an achievement tied to that where you got to find the chest inside his watery grave before you die. So we'll try to accomplish both of those in the same run, but we'll see what happens with that. And that means you got to get trapped inside his watery grave in the first goddamn place. Next up, what do we have? We've got the Lair of the Quill and Mount Maelstrom. That'll be interesting, because I don't think I've unlocked that with anything other than my Guardian as of yet. We got to use the Gloominator to capture the darkness in the center of the Tangled Labyrinth and Silver Waste. Okay, that should be interesting. I think I've no, I didn't quite like that area, to be perfectly honest. The Silver Waste, okay, I'm lying. I think it was the Tangled Depths that I didn't like, that new area. So then we got the Gindaran Fields and the treasure room there. We've got the Temple of Tombs mini dungeon and Diesa Plateau. Yeah, it'll be fun. Dry Top. So we've got a number of different places that we have to go around the map. Kessex Hills, the underground facility fractal, that should be fun. We've got a number of different areas, and pretty much all we're trying to do is we're trying to capture the gloom or the darkness inside all these areas in order to imbue our weapons with, and once we've completed all that, we will gain the essence of gloom and the recipe for completing Dusk. Now I'm gonna let you know right now, I'm gonna be really fucking pissed if this recipe for completing Dusk requires any more goddamn Deldrimore still. But like I said, hold on to all of these items that you had inside here in the first place, especially, yeah, this is a trophy, whatever, but hold on to these items just in case that's part of the recipes, and you're probably definitely gonna end up having to salvage the perfected Night Sword, so keep that in mind. I'm even gonna hold on to our Superior Sigil of Rage just in case. So yeah, you guys all have it. Hope you look forward to the series and see what's coming up with these different areas. Like I said, the other one wasn't a series. I didn't shoot the video on that. It was just kind of a compilation of me running around getting all the things done. For this, I'll probably make individual videos. That way you can know all the areas that you have to go capture. Gloom with darkness come. I plan on using that gray sword for my Reaper build anyways, and I'm really excited about that. Look for a version 2 Reaper build as well in the days to come, since I've completed out the whole elite specialization and I've changed up the class a little bit to be more melee oriented and use the great sword now that I'm completely new to Twilight. Okay guys, thank you for stopping by for this video. Sorry it's a little bit late, so I'm sounding a little drained out, but next time I'll probably be a little bit more excited. Until next time guys, have fun.